we have now been witness in the past couple of weeks to what is essentially the end of BioWare. Okay? End of BioWare. Whether we liked it or not, it's done. EA last week, I covered it last week, multiple places on video and stream. They've gutted BioWare. We didn't really get a chance to talk about it here because it happened after the show. They
Didn't
gutted
call this?
BioWare. They have fired everybody involved with Veilguard. Fired. They don't work at EA anymore. And we did talk about when good old Corinne Bushe, the dude pretending to be a woman, a trainee, when his departure letter got leaked, saying I'm going off to other things, and the memes were destroy one thing, go on to destroy something else. But here's the thing. Apparently Corinne Bushe has landed someplace else. Thing is, where he has landed, it's already been destroyed. According to some leaks through Smash GT, Corinne Bushe has landed at good old Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, that's no surprise. That's not going to change anything over there. Wizards of the Coast has been fucked for 30 years.
Yeah. So this is one cancer merging with a deadlier, nasty cancer that has already destroyed an entire tabletop industry. So according to a leaker to Smash JT, they have found a source within Wizards of the Coast, Bush's name listed on the company's internal team's organization chart, confirming the hire before any public announcement was made. Source reportedly expressed great frustration over the hiring. So failing, I guess, laterally is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Failing laterally because this is you're not a listen. Wizards has destroyed their entire company. Name me something that's really making them fame and fortune right now. Because people hate D&D now. They hate it. They despise
Baldur's
it.
Gate 3 is about the only successful thing they put out in ages.
Go ahead, though.
They hate new D&D. They just don't play past a certain point. Yeah.
Yeah, people are going back to old modules and stuff like that. Yeah. They're not going to the new stuff. But they have Corinne Bushe, game director, Skelly. So that means this from the look like she's going to be put in I'm sorry. Slap me. She just reminded me of that. I did that for like a day when that came across our purview. She I just want to do it now. When he is being hired to run a game, to hire something to run a game, are they blind? This dude just destroyed an entire studio. Has cost, as Dre put it very cleanly, hundreds of millions of dollars, possibly $1 billion, due to the longevity, the gestation, the limbo with which Veilguard, once Dreadwolf, was in production. You're going to hire this person to make games
and all future revenue off other games because they killed the franchise.
Yeah, killed the franchise. I mean, now, as Samuel put it, well put it, listen, D&D IPs, Forgotten Realms, Dragonlance, all of them, they're all dead. Magic. Remember a couple years ago when they tried to make the Lord of the Rings Magic card set?
Oh, yeah.
That flopped.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that's essentially what it comes back to, because you got to keep in mind, like, WotC started out just making trading card games, and their flagship game, the game that got them noticed, was Magic the Gathering, right? Mm-hmm. But it was only a couple of years after they started putting that shit out that they started getting hate from, like, I know there's people out there saying that the Satanic Panic didn't happen in the 90s. Yes, it did, and this was part of it. They were getting canceled. They had parents groups coming after them to remove certain imagery from certain cards. Like, for instance, on Holy Strength, used to have a burning pentacle in the back of it. Now you have to go pretty far back to find one of those. When they started caving to the mob, it doesn't matter which mob. When they started caving to the mob, they were done, right? Mm-hmm. And this just escalated until, like, back in the late aughts, when they canceled Therese Nielsen, who was an artist who had been with them for almost 2 decades, one of their best artists, right? Happened to like a couple of things on some social media post or whatever that wasn't like kosher or whatever. And they not only fired her, but they fucking burned her online, right? And despite the fact that she was on a personal account that didn't reflect on the company whatsoever. And then, when they race swapped Aragorn, when they decided that orcs are black coated, which, by the way, the most recent editions of D&D, right, that they're coming out with now, they are removing orcs from the
Oh, you mean this right here?
compendium.
You mean that right there? They're no
Yes.
longer evil.
Right. These
I was going to go there
motherfuckers
next.
have been weak-kneed posers since the beginning. They just it didn't cotton on right away, like the rest of the world didn't cotton on right away. But yeah, and these are the guys who bought TSR, which is what all the D&D properties are under, and they've been systematically chipping away at the foundation of these fantasy worlds ever since. Like, none of this is a surprise. Corinne Bushe isn't going to fucking accelerate that.
No, no, they're not. She's not. She fits right in. And let's look at Skeleton Key real quick. Let me just get it and bring it over here. Skeleton Key, the production video game production wing of Wizards of the Coast, based in Austin, Texas. Oh, that screams exactly what they are. Skeleton Key is a game development studio of passionate creators inspired by great game stories and toys. That passion for play is what motivates us, our desire to create amazing interactive experience. You say that. Vision and mission. Keys are the symbol of opening and closing. Skeleton Key is a symbol of unlocking infinite possibilities we can explore. We venture into the unknown and invite others to join us. Our mission is to create immersive gameplay, unique stories, and thought-provoking moments of suspense and horror that guide players to have fun while facing risks. And there's nothing wrong with that. That sounds okay. Let's get into their keys to their creative culture, though. Transparency, being open and honest with each other, the community, our games, and the way we work. Respect, being respectful in the way we communicate, interact with peers and teammates, and the way we represent our studio and each other. Empathy, leading with empathy is how we unlock and build a culture of safety and well-being, allowing a space for being human. Fun. So we make games for a living. Our passion for the craft is what inspires us to make blah, blah, blah.
If fun isn't your top priority at a game company, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. This is not a company that's going to make things that real gamers, real fans of Dungeons and Dragons want to do. They don't. I mean, now this is new. They don't have anything here. This is what they got. They just started this up apparently, and you're bringing in Corinne Bushe, a dude who murdered, and we all agree, Dragon Age was not a massive franchise. It's a niche franchise. It was never Assassin's Creed the way that's going to suffer in another month. But it had a passionate fan base, and you excluded them for a bunch of weirdos who wanted a gay dating simulator. And you're bringing in the person that was the creator of that gay dating simulator, who injected his ideology and agenda into every aspect of the game and literally pissed on and shat on almost 2 decades worth of lore just to get their point across, just to say, like me, because I cut my penis off. And then, as Samuel pointed out, this is their culture. There's no evil anymore in Dungeons & Dragons. Orcs are okay. They're not evil. It's just a way of life. Look how happy this orc family is. They're all running around. They're one with nature. Isn't that great?
Well, no. Akuma in chat, Akuma 13 brings up a point. What's pictured here? Those aren't orcs. Those are half orcs.
Yeah.
Right. Orcs are hulking beasts with massive tusks, and that's the other thing that's been driving me nuts about this stuff ever since they started saying that they're black coated and they're treated like American blacks or whatever, which is stupid, by the way. But ever since they said that, I've always wondered what these guys would think if they went back and looked at some of R.A. Salvatore's Drizzt novels, because it's about a black-skinned elf who mows through these fuckers by the thousands.
Later on, I never got. I stopped reading before Drizzt went on his orc slaying campaign.
The book, The 1,000 Orcs, is about 1,000 orcs that Drizzt murders. Is that black on black fantasy violence?
Listen, I was a Drizzt fanboy back in my gaming days. My character's based on he was the guy. He was who I went to. I convinced my DM to let me go and learn dual wielding from him. That's how
he's a good character, but
yeah, I love him.
When they start doing this shit and they're just like, oh, they're you can play as them now and they're not monsters, they're not in the monster manual anymore. I mean, like, there's going to come a point where you're not going to have any monsters. You're just going to have a bunch of weird looking fuckers sitting around in a circle talking about their feelings.
Yeah, and but this is exactly where Corinne Bushe belongs, in a destroyed franchise, because there's nothing to destroy. It's done. D&D is nothing. No one cares about it. As Devil pointed out, people who enjoy playing tabletop, they're going back to older modules. I mean, Weasel,
Right.
if Weasel's still in the chat right now, he probably is watching. Weasel plays older stuff. He adapts some of the new stuff, but he goes back. I know the Goddess is a massive proponent of second edition, AD&D second edition. People who really want to play this stuff, they'll go back to the old stuff because it's all out there.
Sure.
It exists. You can't delete it. But modern day Wizards of the Coast, modern day D&D, rejected because of this, rejected because of people like Corinne Bushe, who only want to inject their agenda into it. But there's nothing to inject in here. I honestly didn't think this cow was going to get another job, but he obviously landed in the perfect place for him. And I can't wait to see what game Skeleton Key's going to put out, because damn well Corinne Bushe will bring in whatever versions of Sweet Baby Ink are out there that he wants to work with. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.